Hey you guys. So I want to get into what I believe was a little bit of postpartum after having my baby. Maybe not even a little, but a lot. Okay, I don't even know because it's my first time experiencing it or even recognizing it. But pretty much for my entire pregnancy, I didn't tell nobody I was pregnant, not even my family. The only people that I told out of my mouth was my sister and the child's father. And I wasn't gonna tell either one of them. Okay, I was just gonna keep it in my pocket. But my sister stayed with me at the time, so my stomach's only gonna get bigger in her face, and for me not to say nothing, I thought would be kind of rude. So I told her, and then cut it out. And then what? Just knowing that I would have to possibly tell the father that he is the daddy, the pappy. Ain't no maybes. uh, I knew me and him was probably gonna have arguments and discussions about it. Again, with my sister living with me, she would have heard and found out through the ears of being nosy. So I figured I might as well just tell her. And past that, people did start to find out, trickling down a little by other people, or by them finally catching on, and I verified it with them. But pretty much my entire family, my mom, brother, and sisters, did not know I was pregnant until like a week before I had my baby. They had suspicions in July, but I was due in August, and August 21st is his birthday, and nobody knew. My little brother, just had his first baby about a week before I had my baby, and he was already in the NICU and the hospital and stuff like that because he had a preemie. And so, everybody's got their own distractions going on in life, so they're not really paying attention to me. And with that being said, I'm going into the hospital to be induced to go into labor and deliver this baby. And as I'm sitting in there, I'm getting news that my brother's having a baby shower when he's able to finally get out the hospital with his baby. I'm like, or a welcoming home shower, something like that. And I'm just like, shoot, I'm gonna miss it, and I can't tell them that I'm not gonna be there because they're gonna be like, why are you not here at your little brother's baby shower? Like, it's weird, right? It's weird. So, I was just hanging on to the secret until I can present it, Anyways, into this process, okay? I don't know, I think I got there around 9. My scheduled induce was at 10:30 maybe. But I believe I was there at 9. And I don't think they even started anything really until 11, I believe. I really don't know about the time spans on things. So I apologize if it's very iffy and out there and you're trying to calculate it behind the screen and it just don't make sense. Sorry, boo. But no. Yeah. I got up there with my sister and my child's father. We're up there, I'm getting hooked up, signing paperwork, so all that other good stuff, check the teeth and all that good stuff, And in the midst, before I was already induced. I believe they already started, I believe they popped the bag while my child's father was still there, the bag, the sack. They popped the sack when he was there. And if any woman in here who has kids knows the strength it takes on your body just to even sit there and have contractions, baby, you ain't even push yet. You're dying. You're dying. It's not funny. But holy macaroni. So anyways, in the midst of me dying to get ready to have this baby, I brought me food, okay? Use that EBT card. Yes, baby, yes. Had the strawberries, the bananas, the pineapples. I had a whole bunch of stuff. I had spaghetti, chicken, lasagna, a whole bunch of stuff I bought from the store and put in the cooler to bring with me so I can have extra food for me and for whoever comes. But anyways, the strawberries and bananas, like the little fruities things, I was eating on them, you know, trying to put some on my stomach, trying to keep my energy up, trying to stay up. You feel me? Again, any woman in here, you feel me? I know you do. Anyways, as I'm doing these things, my child's father is wanting to argue with me. The doctor said you're not supposed to be eating. It can hurt the baby. I'm like, nigga, but you're not the one that's pushing out the baby, okay? And neither is the doctor, so I don't give a fuck about thing one or thing two say, okay? If I don't eat this damn strawberry, I'm going to go crazy. I'm already crazy, you feel me? But yes, that became a little bit of a thing, but I didn't entertain it too long. I wasn't even going to try to argue with it too long because, baby, this is my body. And his point was, well, that's my son and you're going to hurt him. You just sound stupid, okay? You just sound very stupid to be a man. Never mind, let me stop. Yeah, so, you know, I think my child's father there was only like for an hour and a half before anything even started, honest to God. Obviously, again, if any woman knows, you know. Before anything even really started, he was there for about an hour and a half and left. And he didn't even say much. He just got up and left and was like, all right, I'm out. And nothing was going on. Nothing. He was quiet. Like, he was just sitting there quiet. And he got up and left. And I didn't say nothing to him. Even when I was in the hospital, I didn't, where did you go? Why did you leave? No, I didn't do none of that shit. By the time I came home, and even then, maybe 2 weeks by the time I came home, he then finally said something, and I responded to him. Maybe Ben was saying something, but I just never responded. But by the time I came home, after a while I was home, I was like, why did you leave? That was a little, disgusting. Disgusting. You're there and your son's about to be coming out and you just leave. Anyways, he was like, well, because you was eating the food and I told you to stop, and I just know if you wasn't gonna listen to me, I'm not gonna be sitting here. Well, if that's your excuse and your reason to go, that's good for you, buddy. But let's be real, you did that to go do some crack or something. That's really what it is. You want to go hit the rock, buddy. Take a pill. You did something. It had nothing to do with me. You just used me as an excuse to go run off and go do it. And the only reason why I say it like this is because before I had my baby, he was here in my home. He has an hourly schedule upon where he go do drugs. And that was the time for him to go do his drugs. It's not that hard to put together, little druggy man. I don't care what you gotta say. Anyways, as he left, which I am kind of grateful because he is very stressful. So I took that as a God blessing because I ain't got time to be stressing while trying to push out a baby. But anyways, as everything is pushing along and moving along, they induce me, put the thing in my back, you know what I mean? And by the time they do that, I think I was already 8 centimeters, or maybe even 7 centimeters. I really don't remember how many, because they just didn't do shit for real. And I think that's where my postpartum came from, is this hospital, Akron Summit Hospital, Akron General Hospital. If you in Akron, over here on East Market, Forge, F-O-R-G-E Street, yeah, that area. Never again will I have a child over there. And they lucky I didn't tell my mom that I was pregnant, because she would have been there, and if she was there, she would have cussed them out. And I feel that's what messes me up the most. Like, dang, bro, I try to keep this from my mom the whole time, and I done got traumatized at the hospital because I didn't have my mommy. Like, anyways, sorry guys, I'm trying to get there. So, I'm getting induced in my back, and they already popped the balloon and all that other stuff, and so I'm just sitting there now. I've been having contractions, and it was getting stronger. That's why I got the induction, the epidural. My bad, the epidural. And again, they stuck me twice with the epidural. I got a permanent mark in my back from when the woman put the needle in my back. She was in between my skin. She wasn't in the back. She was in between my skin. And so now I have like a little scratch mark. I don't know if you can see that little line on my arm, but like that on my back where the epidural was. That mug went up, took it out, put it in, and fished around. Lord have mighty mercy, Jesus. Whew. Anyways, they did all that good stuff, and I would say probably about like an hour later, because they give you a double dose, full dose, something like that. As they are putting the needle in your back, they give you the straight up dose. So I never even pressed the button. What they put in me by putting in the needle was good enough. I didn't need to keep pressing the button or none of that craziness. And that epidural hit my body a whole different way than I was used to too. And I don't know if it was her or what. I don't know. But anyways, epidural's in, the epidural's in. Hour go by. Before that, they told me, I might not feel much because of the epidural, and that the baby can be coming, and I would know by the sense of pressure in my vagina. It's going to feel like a lot of pressure. That's all that they kept saying that I remember. And so it's like, all right, cool. Okay. Hour and a half later, I feel the pressure. I tell the lady, hey, I feel the pressure that you guys were talking about when the baby's head's sliding down a little bit more. Can I get checked, please? She's like, oh, no, I'm not your nurse. I'll let your nurse know so she can check you. Half hour later, another nurse came in. I was like, hey, so was I going to get checked? Because I was mentioning how I feel pressure down there. And it's like, oh, no, it's okay. We just, I don't know what the heck they said, but they didn't do it. Okay? That's it. That's period. That. They just didn't do it. So, an hour went by. And then supposedly this is my nurse to my room. And I tell her, I've already asked twice. I'm feeling some pressure down there, and I feel like his head is about to come out. Can I please get checked? She's like, oh, the doctors are in a meeting. She's gonna come and check you, but once they get done, they'll come in and make sure everything's good and this, that, whatsoever. I'm like, all right, well, when can the doctors come in? Like, when is the meeting? I'm gonna make up a time frame right here, okay? Like I said, I don't remember the times. I just remember a lot of time went by. So it's already been an hour since the first two times that I asked. Now it's at a 2 hour mark that I'm asking for the third time to have my vagina checked. And she tells me in the second hour that I cannot be checked until the doctors are done with their meeting. I asked when. It is 11:30 that she's in my room. When is this meeting? Oh, their meeting will start at 11:45. And they should be out by 12:15. Okay. I guess I can wait. I have no other choice. Fine. 12:30. The nurse comes in. At this point, I feel like I'm freaking the fuck out because nobody's listening to me. And I have this baby sitting in my vagina and I can feel it. And so, again, as I'm sitting in the room, waiting, I have my hand in my vagina, not in it. Sorry, guys, for this, too graphic for anybody. Let's grow up. I have my hand in my vagina to see if I can actually feel my baby. Because, the epidural, you get a little tingling sensation. You don't know what's going on for real. So I'm feeling. And I can feel the head of my baby. I have all this blood, and obviously, but the blood and mucus coming out. And so as I'm touching and feeling down there, pull my hand up, and there's just a lot going on, and I look at it. I'm like, yeah, nurse, you see this right here? My baby is coming out. Can you please have somebody check? Again, this is at 12:30, after the whole doctor's meeting that supposedly happened, and the doctor's supposed to come and never came, after my nurse was supposed to come and check me out and never came. So now we're sitting here 3 hours later at 12:30. 3 hours later. 3 hours later. Fifth ask. can I please, with the blood on my hand, can you just please, I am begging, please, just look, the baby's head, can you, I'm not that dramatic, but in my head, in my heart, in my body, this is what I'm screaming. Ma'am, can you please check? I really feel the baby's head. I know you guys said this and you know, but that was 3 hours ago. Can you guys please check? It just doesn't feel right. That's how I'm saying it. Okay? But in the inside, I'm going crazy. Because what the fuck? Anyways, she said, okay, I'll check for you if you want me to. If I want you to. And this girl wasn't even my nurse. This one female that keeps on coming in my room is not my freaking nurse. And she just sold the deal on the irritation. Anyways, so as she said that, my nurse is coming in. And they was like, okay, well, just go ahead, lay back and put your knees up. You know what I mean? The regular standard position. And, like, do a couple practice pushes. At this point, 3 hours later, 5 acts later, a practice push to see what's going on. After I'm telling you this baby is in my coochie for the last 3 hours. Put my legs back. Don't even have to practice pushing. The baby's head is right there. And she says, oh, I see the baby's head. Oh, don't push. Let me stop. Rewind. Again. She throws my legs up. She sees the baby's head. It's not like outside my vagina or like in the lips of it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not trying to be... Okay. But you know what I mean? It's not there. I got a tongue ring. Oh, I don't want you guys to think I'm nasty because it did look a little tweaky right there. But before we got to that part, again, she tells me to throw up my legs as you're supposed to do, practice pushes. The baby's head is still right there. She can see it. And she's like, okay, well, just do a couple practice pushes. And with me knowing my baby is right there and I've pushed out 2 other babies before with no problem, I did not practice push at all. I was just doing little shit because I knew that baby was gonna come out. And she was like, okay, well, can you just try one more time on a practice push and just dig a little deeper. I said, oh, you really want me to push? She said, yeah, go ahead, give it a try. Okay. One push, the whole baby's head came out. Oh my God, stop pushing. The baby's head is out of my vagina. The baby's head is out of my fucking I'm sorry, y'all, let me calm down. The baby's head is out of my vagina. And she's screaming at me, stop pushing. And now they're forcing my legs open because of the pain of the baby just sitting there in my vagina. And I'm smacking the nurse. I can't. It hurts. We gotta get the doctor. The doctor's not in here to deliver the baby. We gotta stop. I was frantic. And not even necessarily frantic, but more so in pain because it's like, why am I in this position? Why did you guys not listen to me? Why is this a joke? Why is this not taken seriously? Because by the time I delivered my baby, he was purple from suffocation. I'm telling you guys, I thought my baby was black. I was like, oh, I just know that's going to be the darkest baby. My sister was like, no, Kira, that doesn't look right. He doesn't look right. I said, girl, he's fine. That's how he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be dark. He's going to be dark. No, my baby was purple. And I wasn't able to see that until after the fact. Anyways, so after I had my baby, I'm still sitting in the delivery room. I haven't even went to my room yet. And they noticed my child is having breathing problems. So they're pumping him, getting the mucus out of his lungs. You know how you would usually do for a child. But I'm low-key, again, panicking. Especially on the inside. Because I've never had this problem before. I never had a child have breathing problems or have liquid in their lungs. I've never had to push that many times. Because again, the lady, the doctor, nurse, whatever, who wasn't even my nurse, who was not trying to help me, was not listening to me. None of them were. She kept on talking about, oh, you must have been really ready to push. You were right. Girl, I was right 3 hours ago. 3 hours ago. My baby was sitting in my vagina. Not sitting in the uterus. Sitting in the vagina. So, after that happened and I finally get to my room. And I believe it was like 9 hours after delivery that I was finally able to get in my room and get a regular checkup. Stop! Sorry, guys. Gotta yell. After getting in my room, 9 hours after my baby has been born, he has not eaten a single thing. He's fussing, you know, he's chilling at the same time. He's a newborn. So the nurses come into my room, they do a check on me, they do a check on the baby, and they realize his breathing is still off. And so they go run his vitals and notice that they are very low, very low. And so they rush him to the NICU. I'm following behind him. I don't give a fuck. 9 hours later with epidural still in my legs, I don't care. We're going to go. I'm going to go. There's no way. After you guys not listening to me, the way I just experienced my birth and delivery, I'm not about to leave my child alone with you guys. So as we go down to the NICU, I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm holding my composure well, but on the inside, I'm breaking down. I'm deteriorating. I'm just messed up in the head. I'm not gonna cap. I'm just, I don't know. I was holding myself from crying so I can be strong for my son and then not look crazy in front of other people and jeopardize my motherhood. You understand? So as we get down to the NICU,